Hello, welcome to episode 97 of the Epic Film Challenge 2. We are almost there, almost at 100 episodes. 1,001 movies you must see before you die. 1998, I think, is when the film came out. It is The Ring, or Ringu. Ringu, right. And it was remade in the early 2000s as The Ring, which is how I first heard about it. And, did I mention a Japanese film? Yeah, Japanese film. And it's about this videotape. It very much feels, you know, of its time, of the 90s, or I guess you could go to the 80s, but, you know, the idea of a videotape, it's just something that wouldn't happen now.
Now it would just be on a USB.
Yeah, USB. Although people do try
Netflix, you know?
Although people do revive that kind of stuff now. There was, I think, was it the, what was that film? It was to do with, like, it was the Paranormal Activity one? The Paranormal Activity film that went back to the 80s and it was on VHS and stuff, and then there's been a film called VHS, so they keep going back to it, but it feels of its time because it's about a videotape in which these young Japanese teenagers are kind of gossiping about and saying, apparently if you watch this videotape, within a week you die.
And you get a phone call.
And you get a phone call.
It says 1 week, and then you die 1 week later.
And the film opens with these two teenage girls kind of joking around about it and stuff, and something happens and, you know, someone ends up dying, basically. Then we cut to this reporter, a young woman, and her niece has mysteriously died. And so she goes to the funeral and she starts hearing stories about this videotape. And so she goes and interviews some other girls who are talking about it. Maybe it's a good story, but then she realizes that her niece is kind of caught up in this. And so she does some investigating work. She has a young child, a young son, and she kind of reunites with her ex-partner, who's the father of her child as well. And he helps her with the investigation into what this videotape thing is, because she starts to see something, or something happens where she starts to think that maybe there might be some truth to it.
Well, yeah, because she watches the tape.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but
that is an important thing.
It is.
She's investigating, so obviously she watches the tape. And that's the whole movie.
Yeah, I shouldn't be too precious about spoilers. It didn't really spoil anything. That's the basic setup of the plot, because the whole film is her trying to figure out whether she is going to die in a week, or, you know, if she is, how is she going to stop it? And I really like that. She
gets pretty convinced.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I like how a lot of the film is just almost like a detective story. It's about them figuring out and unraveling the past of what's going on. And it's in that part, it's almost not horror in a way. But then when you get to the moments where it's about the backstory and about the tape, and then it gets pretty, quote unquote, scary. It doesn't scare me, but I think it's a creepy concept, and you know, and it's different in different countries. Films they feel different, and Japanese horror films feel different.
They're really good at making horror movies, I think.
What do you think of the film? You'd seen it before?
I had seen it before.
I hadn't.
It's been a few years. I mainly remembered them investigating things in the video room.
Okay.
Just sitting there, and I just remember
analysing the tape and stuff, running it back.
Keep analysing everything, and like just. It's got like little elements when they're doing that, and they're doing like frame by frame.
Yeah.
On the videotape, and I'm just waiting for something to go because they have those jump scares. They have that music going, you know, and so you get on the edge because it's frame by frame, and you're waiting for that one frame to freaking. And I can't even remember if there is a frame. That scares me. So there you go. There's no spoiler there, is there? Or isn't there? Stuff like that. They're really good at it. And I think the acting is really, really good.
Yeah. In
this one. There's something creepy about long, black, straight hair, which this ghost character has.
There's a girl that appears in the videotape who has. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it. If not from the American version, then at least from, you know, it's
the long black hair in front of your face, and she's wearing a white something robe or whatever, and it's just. Without
really spoiling much, I love where it went. I love where it ended up. I like the conclusion. There may or not be a little twist at the end, which I thought was quite cool. I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really, really good film.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love Japanese films. There's something about.
I have quite a few other Japanese horror movies that I'd like you to watch, actually. Yeah, definitely. If you like that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about the Japanese sensibility that I really enjoy, and I think it's probably because I've never been there. Like how I think most people that haven't been to America who grow up watching films set in America, they kind of have this romanticized view of what America's like, and then now
I still do, and I've been there.
I kind of feel like it's lessened a bit now I've been there, and I kind of realize it's just like everywhere else. I mean, it is larger than life and everything, but
I don't think so. When it comes to American movies, it's always going to be.
Yeah.
But
But
Norwegian movies, it's like, it looks like this neighborhood.
right,
And when I watch
weird how
British movies, now that I've lived there, I don't find them that intriguing
right.
either.
Now I think, right, if I was to go to Japan, right, and spend like a month there or so, I think it would lessen my enjoyment. I would just feel like, oh well, it's you know, there's something about it. There's a scene where they're in some like Japanese house, you know, and
Because it
with-
remains a movie when you haven't been there.
Yeah,
it
there
remains
you go. That's it.
not real.
that's it, right? I can suspend my disbelief more, I guess. But there's just something about, I don't know what it is. There's something about Japanese films where people are indoors and it's raining outside that I just really enjoy. Like, you know that feeling when it's raining outside and you're inside and you feel it's like nice and cozy, you know?
Yeah, I put that on my Spotify to fall asleep.
But when it's in a Japanese film, it's
Raining.
really enjoyable to me. I don't know why.
That is really weird.
It's probably because the walls aren't walls, they're like, you know, like sheets or whatever, I don't know, like...
Yeah, they live in sheets. It's
Right,
just cardboard boxes in Japan. Like, you're lucky if it doesn't go through.
Alright, okay, let's
But yes,
let's
they
just-
have paper thin walls.
Let's just
you can hear
gently
it.
glide off of that. We've gone way off track there. But the Ringu, really good.
Walls were made of sheets.
I was looking into the sequels. Not that we'll talk about that in this series, but
We're
apparently
still watching those.
there's the Ring 2, and
The
then
Ring 23.
no, and then there's another Ring 2, which goes into a different timeline or something, and then there's another one there. And then they've just made another one that's the same timeline as that. And then they did the American one, and then they did the American sequel, which was directed by the Japanese guy who directed the first one. So there's this whole kind of... It's all scattered with the sequels. But as a film on its own, I really enjoyed it. Is it a film you must see before you die, though?
No.
No?
Well, I don't know. I think I find the American ones scarier in a way. Maybe because they do a little bit more with the girl.
I like that. I like that you say that, because I think a lot of times people get a bit too precious when a foreign film gets remade. And they're like, well, it's not as good as the original. And it's like, well, why not? I mean, I know like remakes... Generally, as a rule, I'm not a fan of. You know, if someone did something good, why just do it again? You know, do something different. But there are times where I feel like remakes, you know, and even recent ones.
I feel like this one is more
But I haven't-
genuine in a way, because the way they die, their face is in a scream kind of way, and their eyes are looking up. I'm not going to make the face, but it looks like they're screaming.
That's quite a scary image as well.
In the American version, their faces are distorted to the impossible, which makes it even creepier, I think,
Okay.
because
I haven't
they
seen
don't
the
look
American.
human anymore when they're dead. And there are certain things with the girl, like, because there's a well, and the girl crawls out of it. That's not a spoiler, really.
Yeah.
But the way she crawls is like, you know, like her elbow is up here in the shoulder, and the way she does that is really creepy in the Japanese one, but you only see a tiny bit of it. And the Americans have made that even more creepy by showing more. They show more of the horribleness, and that will hunt. That gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
So since it was more scary,
Mhm.
and also I don't have to look down at the subtitles, I guess. I find it scarier, and so I find it better.
That never bothers me, the subtitles. Well, you know,
They show more of what I wanted to see.
I was thinking about saying yes, but now that you say it, and I'm thinking it over, no. A really good film. Really enjoyed it. I definitely want to watch it again. But
oh, it's great.
But but there's nothing about it that was like, wow, I gotta like go tell someone about this. Like it's.
Well, if I watched
It's like
it in the 90s, I probably would.
it's brushing under there. You know, I suppose maybe it did kickstart. You know, this a lot of people, you know, remaking these Japanese films and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna say no, but I still really liked it. So.
I don't think you should add it to your list.
Right. Yeah.
Of like, oh, I have to watch this before you die.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you would enjoy it if you watch it. I recommend it.
Yeah, it's tough.
But it's not like,
What does it really matter at the end of the day
don't die
anyway?
until you watch this movie. It's not like that, you know? If you're gonna die tomorrow, don't put this one on.
It's a movie.
Put The Shining on instead.
It's a movie you should see before you die in 7 days if someone calls you after you've watched it. Thank you for watching.